Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Lynn for those who are new, and in today's video I will be giving you guys tips on how to trade your Border Collie away. Okay, so recently, two of you told me that Border Collies are actually getting pretty hard to trade, and honestly, I don't even have a Border Collie myself, so I can't exactly test this out for you guys. But that got me really curious, so I decided to actually look into it and see if Border Collies are really becoming low-key hard to trade. And if you already have one and you're struggling to trade it away, don't worry, because I'm also going to help you guys make a little plan to get rid of it. But before we get into the video, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe because we're getting closer to 2,000 subscribers. And also, I'm really sorry that I haven't been posting as much these past few weeks. I've had exams going on, so I've been pretty busy with studying, but I'm finally getting some time to make videos again. Anyway, let's get into it. So first, let's figure out whether Border Collies are actually hard to trade right now. And honestly, the answer isn't completely straightforward. I found people who think Border Collies have lost some demand, but I also found people who are still actively looking for them. For example, one Reddit user talking about Border Collie said, "I think Border Collie has lost demand," while another trader described them as being pretty hard to trade. So there definitely are people who are struggling with them. But I don't think we should immediately call Border Collie completely hard to trade, because there are still people who want them. StarPets.gg currently has hundreds of users who have Border Collie as their dream pet, and their recent trade records also show Border Collies getting some pretty good offers. So basically, I don't think the problem is that nobody wants Border Collies. It's more that the offers you're getting can be really inconsistent. You might get an amazing offer one day, and then sit in a trading server for 20 minutes getting absolutely nothing. So if you're watching this because you already have a Border Collie and you're struggling to trade it, please don't panic trade it. Just because you're not getting good offers immediately doesn't mean you should accept the first random downgrade you see. Remember, the whole point is to get your Border Collie into something that's easier to trade, not just to get rid of it as quickly as possible. If you've been trying to trade it for a while and you're only getting offers you don't like, just decline them. You don't have to accept a bad trade just because you're tired of seeing the same pet in your inventory. Trust me, you will probably regret it later if you trade your Border Collie for a bunch of random pets that are even harder to trade. Next, use the new trading hub. This is actually something I think could help a lot, especially because Adopt Me recently added the new trading hub. Instead of just standing in a normal trading server and waiting for someone to offer for your Border Collie, you can actually make a listing for it so other players can see that you're trading it. This means you can basically put your pet out there and reach people who are actually looking for trades instead of relying on whoever happens to walk up to you in a random server. And you can also use the trading hub the other way around. Let's say you're trying to get a crocodile, for example. Instead of just listing your Border Collie and waiting for someone to offer, you can look for someone who's trading a crocodile and actually make an offer for it using your Border Collie plus some ads. So instead of thinking, "How do I get rid of my Border Collie?" you're thinking, "What higher demand pet can I use my Border Collie to work towards?" And I actually really like this strategy because you're not just trying to dump the Border Collie, you're using it as part of a bigger trade. Obviously, don't go adding half your inventory just to get rid of it, but if you can make a reasonable offer for a pet with better demand, that could be a really good way to move on from your Border Collie. Another thing I'd recommend is finding people who specifically want a Border Collie. If someone has one on their wish list, is making a post looking for one, or is literally asking for one in a trading server, that is the person you want to trade with. Because think about it, if someone already wants a border collie, they're much more likely to give you a decent offer than someone who doesn't care about the pet at all. You don't have to convince them that your pet is worth getting because they already want it. So instead of trying to trade your border collie to absolutely everyone, try to find the people who are actually interested in it. The Trading Hub can help with this too, because you're able to look through listings instead of just relying on random players in your server. Additionally, don't be afraid to wait. Please be patient. If you've been trading for 5 minutes and haven't gotten anything good, don't immediately give up. Switch servers, use the Trading Hub, look through different listings, or even take a break from trading and come back later. Sometimes it's literally just about finding the right person. And since Border Collie seems to have pretty mixed demand right now, you might have to search a little longer for someone who really wants one. Don't let one bad trading session convince you that you need to accept a terrible offer. And finally, don't just think about how do I get rid of my Border Collie. Think about what do I want after I get rid of my Border Collie. Because if you trade it away for another pet that's just as HTT, then what was the point? For example, if I personally had a Border Collie and wanted to actually upgrade it, I'd probably try to trade it for something like a crocodile first, since that's a pet with really good demand. Then from there, I'd try to work my way towards something like a fairy bat dragon. Since fairy bat dragon is currently on the rise, it could potentially become even more valuable, which means people may be willing to overpay for it as the demand and value continue to increase. And once I got to something like a fairy bat dragon, I could then start aiming for a mid-tier and continue upgrading from there. Obviously, this isn't a guaranteed trade route, and the market can always change, so don't take this as you have to do this exact route. I'm just using it as an example of how I'd plan my upgrades if I actually had a Border Collie. But if you don't really care about upgrading all the way to a mid-tier and you just want to get rid of your Border Collie for something better, that's completely fine too. You can literally just stop at whatever step you're happy with. Maybe you're happy with a crocodile, maybe you want to go for a fairy bat dragon, or maybe you just want any pet with better demand. The whole point is to move your Border Collie into something that's easier for you to trade, and then you can decide how far you want to take it. Even if you don't immediately get a huge overpay, that's okay. You can make a few smaller trades and slowly work your way up. Sometimes one good demand pet is much more useful than 5 random pets that nobody wants. So after looking into it, I wouldn't say Border Collies are completely HTT right now. There are definitely people who are struggling to trade them, and there are traders who think their demand has dropped, but there are also still people actively looking for them and giving pretty good offers. So if you have a Border Collie, don't panic. Try using the new Trading Hub, look for people who specifically want Border Collies, pay attention to demand instead of just value, and most importantly, don't accept a terrible downgrade just because you're desperate to get rid of it. And honestly, now I want to know what you guys think. If you own a Border Collie, are you finding it hard to trade? Or are you actually getting really good offers for yours? Let me know in the comments because I'm genuinely curious to see what you guys have experienced. And again, I'm really sorry that I've been a little inactive recently because of my exams, but I really appreciate you guys sticking around and watching my videos even when I can't post as often. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe because it really helps me out. And hopefully I'll be able to post more consistently once my exams are over. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.